Welcome, learners, to this online interactive class. I am Dr. Adenike Oladipo, your course facilitator for EDU716, Research Methods and Statistics. Today, we shall be discussing the very first study section in this course, titled Introduction to Educational Research. Introduction to Educational Research. In humanities and social sciences, there would always be problems. For instance, in humanities, education, for instance, would always be cumbered with so much problems, as in thinking about why students do well and why some other students don't do well. Performance of students, their attitude to work could be problems. In social sciences, the problems about mental health and some psychological problems are always prevalent. So, in such that, in humanities and social science settings, there are always problems. The most effective means to solve such problems, therefore, would be to conduct a scientific investigation into such problems using systematic approach, which involves collecting data to provide solution to such problems. There will always be problems for as long as there is life. There are problems here and there. The best way to solve such problems is by conducting scientific investigation. When you carry out such investigation, we say you are carrying out a research. During this engagement, you will learn about different perspectives of research. You will learn about characteristics of research, uses of research, and sources of educational research topics. It promises to be an engaging class. And after this interactive section, you should be able to define educational research. You should be able to state the characteristics of research, list uses of educational research, and state sources of research topic in education. Let us begin by defining educational research. Before we define educational research, it is proper for us to look at the word research. What do we mean by research? The word research has a prefix, re, which means again, and it has a verb, search, which means look for. Putting these two together means a continuous search to understand a problem at hand, to gain insight, to uncover further knowledge, to solve an existing problem by using systematic approach. So a research is a continuous search. A research is looking for a solution again and again to solve a problem at hand. Shuttleworth defined research as gathering of data, information, and facts for the advancement of knowledge. That is by way of research. Now let us look at educational research. When we say educational research, what do we mean? J.W. Best and J.V. Kern define educational research as that activity that is directed towards the development of a science of behavior in educational situation. When an activity is geared toward development of a science of behavior, and it's tailored to what educational situation, we refer to it as educational research. Educational research is a kind of systematic investigation in which empirical methods are applied to solving challenges in education. Just as I said earlier on, there will always be challenges in both humanities and social sciences. When we use a systematic kind of method by using empirical methods in investigating a challenge or a problem, we are carrying out a research. And when we do it in education, in the educational setting, we refer to it as educational research. In other words, educational research is a kind of systematic investigation in which empirical methods are applied to solving challenges in education. It involves rigorous and definite scientific process of gathering and analyzing of data for problem solving and knowledge advancement. Let us now look at characteristics of research. What are the features of research? What are the characteristics of research? Earlier on, we said there must be problems, there must be challenges to be solved. So one characteristic of research is to provide a solution to a problem. Research is basically conducted in order to solve a problem, in order to provide solution to a problem. Another characteristic is research borders on development of generalization of principles, concepts, theories, methodologies, and understanding in order to predict future occurrences. Research demands expertise or requires skills to carry out an investigation. For you to carry out a research successfully, you must have acquired certain expertise and requisite skills for you to carry out an investigation. What are characteristics of research? Research endeavors to apply every possible test to validate the procedure employed. Every procedure that you employ during a research has to be validated, must be tested. The data collected and the conclusion reached must also be tested. Research is based on empirical evidence using structured and controlled observation. Characteristics of research. What do we mean? Or what are we talking about when we say characteristics of research? Research entails careful design procedures using analytical means that can be both quantitative or qualitative. When the combination of these, that is qualitative and quantitative, are being used in a single study, we refer to it as mixed method. So one characteristic of research is that it entails careful design procedures, and it always would use analytical means. The analytical means can be quantitative, it can be qualitative, it can be quantitative or qualitative, and it can be both. When you use both in a particular study, we refer to it as mixed method. Characteristics of research. Research is not only scientific and creative, but also possesses ethic component. There are certain ethical components that must be observed during when you carry out a research. Research is theory-based and theory-driven. When you carry out a research, you must have a framework, a theoretical framework upon which the research is being anchored. Research is also can be verifiable. Now, let us talk about the uses of educational research. What are the uses of educational research? Having carried out a research, what are the uses? Research helps us to discover new and creative outcomes. And these new and creative outcomes may include the use of devices, concepts, methodologies, products, principles, theories, laws, and understanding. When research is carried out, an understanding of a problem is understood. An understanding of the problem is brought to the fore. Why the problem, how to solve the problem is also known. Research helps to build on the store of knowledge and helps to ascertain the trend over the years. What do we mean by this? When you start a research, you are likely not to be the first person to do that research. So you are building on someone else's research who probably had done the same work, but has suggested further work. Or basically, you are opening another frontier to that problem for many to see. It helps to assess and evaluate progress and outcomes of educational programs. For us to know how we're progressing in education, we have to carry out research. How are the strategies that we use in teaching in the classroom? How do we get results? How are the results we're getting? Are they good? It is through research that we can evaluate, make such evaluation. And when we make evaluation, it allows us to make progress of the outcomes of educational programs. It also helps in personal and group research work, in solving problems at individual level, local level, national and international level. The uses of research in education are numerous. The first one I have said is that it helps to build on the store of knowledge. And that is why most of the time, when you do a research, your contribution to knowledge is being requested for. So once you are able to establish a premise, it is either further expanding the window of research or showing new ways of doing things. So basically, research helps to build on the store of knowledge and helps to ascertain the trends of knowledge over the years. These are uses of educational research. Let us look at the sources of educational research topic. As would-be researcher or beginner researcher, you would need to know where to search for your research topics, how to go about your searching. The first place to visit or the first source of educational research topic is from previous project research reports. You can go to any e-library, or you can also go to a physical library. And when you in this, when you get all of this research report, if flipping through them and reading through them, you will come in contact with areas of further research. Good research reports will show areas to further push forward the research work that has been previously done. So when you pick projects, you can actually read and see where the author indicates the areas for further research. And that can be a source of educational research topic for you. You can also, another source is your personal observation or your personal experience. Like you could have examined, you could have observed, or you could have noticed in your classroom a particular friend. Why is it that a particular thing keeps happening at a particular time in a particular way? That observation could push you into research or your own experience. Why is it that some people study hard and they do not do well? What is the missing link? You could want to look at test-taking skills and study habits. So your personal observation could motivate you or could push you into carrying out educational research. Another source of educational research topic is professional literature. We have many journals. We have local journals, we have international journals. These professional literature outlets are field specific. For instance, you could have a journal of research in science teaching. You can have Lagos Educational Review. You can have International Journal of Science Education. All of these are professional literature. Picking them, reading through, you could help yourself by getting an area of educational research, or you could get a topic for research in all of these outlets. Professional contacts. When it is possible for researchers to get topics from colleagues in the same professional association. Most of the time when you gather for conferences, the area of challenges are being talked about. And such areas could be picked up by you. And that is only possible if you attend such conferences like Science Teachers Association of Nigeria. If you attend such conference, the areas of educational research topic are most of the time being spoken about. You could also go on internet and search. Your research supervisor could also be a source of educational research topic. If your supervisor is studying a particular or carrying out a research in a particular area, it's likely to motivate you to want to join him or her in that area. And that is another source of educational research topic for you. On the whole, we have previous project research report, personal observation, professional literature, professional contact, internet search, and research supervisor as sources of educational research topics. By way of summary, in this engagement, you have learned that educational research is a continuous search to gain insight into a problem in order to uncover further knowledge to solve an existing problem by using systematic approach. You've also learned about sources of educational topics. These include previous project, research, report, personal observation, professional literature, personal contact, internet search, and research supervisor. We also talked about in this engagement, the characteristics of research. We say research is conducted basically to provide a solution to a problem. We also mentioned that research demands expertise or requisite skills to carry out an investigation. After that, we also talked about uses of research. We said research helps to build on store of knowledge and helps to ascertain the trend over the years. It helps to assess and evaluate progress and outcome of educational programs. These are these are the key points of what we have discussed during this time of engagement. Can you please do this? Let's have this drop quiz as a way of assessing your understanding of this topic, educational research. Take your pencil, take your pen. Ready? Number one of the following is not a characteristics of research. One of the following is not a characteristics of research. It does not bother on the development of generalization of principle, concept, theories, methodologies, and understanding in order to predict future occurrences. B, research demands expertise or requisite knowledge to carry out an investigation. C, research places premium on logic and objectivity. D, research is based on empirical evidence using structured and controlled observation. There's a multiple kind of question. You have to choose an option. You have to choose one answer that is correct and write the letter down. One of the following is not a characteristic of research. It does not bother on the development of generalization of principle, concept, theory, methodologies, and understanding in order to predict future occurrences. A, that's A. B, research demands expertise or requisite skills to carry out an investigation. C, research places premium on logic and objectivity. D, research is based on empirical evidence using structured and controlled observation. I'm sure by now you have chosen your answer. Now you can go to the second one. The second one is you are not likely to get a research topic in science education from one of the following sources. A, research supervisor. B, search from the internet. C, Bible Quran. D, previous research projects. Write down your answers. You have just 2 questions. Thank you for doing that. Now let's see if you were able to get the 2 questions correct. Answers to question 1 is A. Answer to question 2 is C. Did you get the answer to the 2 questions correct? If you did, kudos. For our next engagement, please read basic methods of research. We shall discuss this in our next class. Thank you for your attention.